now we are going to discuss about what is SEO. Okay, SEO is the a pillar of digital marketing, guys. A one pillar. So if you want to construct a house, so how important the pillars are, we know the importance of pillar. Without a proper pillars, your house or your shop, whatever, the construction will not stand proper. Okay, so you should have a proper pillar to make it strong. So the same way here, this is one of the digital marketing module, guys. This is not only the digital marketing module, this is one of the digital marketing modules we have. So now in let's say if you were in 1980s, if you want to start some business, assume that you want to start some menswear business. So what are the steps you're going to take? You have to take shop. First of all, you should start some shop. Then after having a shop, you'll showcase all of your products in shop. Then you'll start marketing, like you'll start promoting in TVs, you'll start promoting in newspapers, like this. You will be using all the different marketing modules, right? So will you be concentrating only on TV? Will you be concentrating only on newspaper? No, right? So we will be using all the sources to promote. Then finally we'll decide which source is giving us the best results, right? The same way here, SEO is one of the source. It's like TV. You can consider it is like TV or newspaper or radio, whatever. Okay, so this is one of the source that we're gonna use to promote our product and services. Okay, so let me get into this deep. So before I talk about SEO, let me talk about the search engines. Search engines. So I hope you might know already the search engines meaning, right? So everyone know how to use these search engines. Now, can you tell me what are the different search engines that you have used till now? Obviously, Google will be now.
Google.
The
Yahoo,
next Yahoo, very good,
Bing,
very good.
Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer, it is a browser. Internet Explorer, Safari, Google Chrome are browsers. So we have plenty of search engines, guys, like Baidu. So of course, Baidu is a Chinese search engines. We don't use it. Chinese have their own search engines. They don't use other search engines. They have their own platforms. They have their own WhatsApp. They have their own Facebooks and all. So they don't use others, search engines or applications. They have their own. And then DuckDuckGo. If you can Google it, you can find out what are the different types of search engines available in this world. So, is Google is the only platform which has invented firstly? When Google have been invented? What's the year? Of course, leave about the year. So who cares? Google is the first invented search engine, guys. No, Google is not the search engines which have been invented. There are many search engines which has invented long back ago. But tell me, among all these search engines, which search engine you have used most?
Google.
Google. So why so Google? Why you have used Google much? Why Google is this branded now? So why Google? Everyone knew Google, right? So even your father, mother, even your brothers, everyone knows Google, right? So is there anyone not knowing Google, guys? Even a fifth class a guy who is studying a fifth class also knows Google, right? So googling that, this, searching, everyone knew. So how it became this branded now? What is happening with the Google? So actually, what happens with the Google is due to the high relevancy here. Okay, why everyone started using Google much is because of its information, because of this data. Now let me search for a keyword called how to lose weight fast. So when I search for this query, if you can see result, exact information it is showing me. Exactly. So it is exactly finding out what my intentions, and exactly it is giving me the information. So due to this exact data and precise data, and due to this fastness, so Google is retrieving the information. How much time it is taking, guys? How much time it is taking? to retrieve this information? See, millions of a data it is showing in a
Yeah.
0.72 seconds. Within a fraction of seconds, is it giving you the data, guys? That huge data again. So let me search for one more keyword called Dhoni. Can you see, is it giving you exact Dhoni information, Dhoni biodata, Dhoni Wikipedia, and websites which are consisting of Dhoni's, and how much time it is taking? Can you see how much time it is taking to retrieve the information? 0.81 seconds, right? So guys, tell me, when I search for this how to lose weight fast and Dhoni, is the time same or is it varying? It varies, right? That's the time is varying from one keyword to another keyword, and even the results are varies. So not all the keyword results are seen here. So what is happening here? So due to this exact information, people are habituated using the Google actually, due to this attractive page event. So it is very simple and it is very neat, and it is giving the information within fraction of seconds, and there to exact data. So due to these factors, people habituated using Google. Okay, so this is the main reason of using Google, and you know that Google shares 92% of a marketing share in the world. Market share. So how it works actually now. So now we got to know the search engines available and all. Now tell me, when I search for Dhoni biography or how to lose weight, so how Google was able to give us exact information? So how it is working in the back end? So what all the work it is doing in the back end just to give us the exact informations? So now let us see. So let's see how a search engine works. All search engine works in the same way. So we are concentrating more on Google. Why? Because Google is the topmost search engines that have been used in the world. Okay, so throughout the world, Google users are too many, then later Yahoo, then later Bing. How a search engine works. So now we are concentrating more on Google. How it works then? So it consists of some steps. So Google works in these steps generally. First thing is scrolling, then second thing is indexing, then third thing is calculating the relevancy, and finally showing the results in SERP. Showing the results in SERP. Okay, let me discuss each and every option clearly. What is this scrolling? Okay, so now let's say if I ask you something to prepare, okay, I asked you to prepare on a topic called how to plant trees, how to plant trees in a little space, okay, in a small space, how to plant trees, or what type of trees you can plant at home. So I asked you to prepare a presentation on this topic. So guys, tell me, before you prepare a presentation, so what you would be doing? Tell me, before you create a presentation and show me, so what you will do generally? General question this is.
Will know about that.
Mm,
Browsing about the topic in
very good.
Google or
So that means you will be researching about the topic. You will try to collect the informations about the topic. Yes or no? Before you present something, it's a human nature, everyone nature. So if I ask you something, you will go and collect the data and then present me, right? The same way here, assume that Google is presenting us the data. Google is presenting the data for the user. Okay. So before Google present the data for a user, so Google will collect the data. That process is called crawling actually. Crawling means collecting the data, guys. So from where it is collecting the data is from the websites. Okay, so assume that it's a Google search engine, and now there you go, it is a server. In the server there are websites situating in the servers. So now what Google will do? So Google will visit every website, guys. There is no partiality for a Google. So Google will visit every website. So now let's say all these are websites and Google have visited their website. Why Google have visited their websites? Because Google will visit their website and collect the entire content of their website. So it will start collecting the entire informations of their website. And this whole process is called crawling. Crawling means simply collecting the data of the websites. And that Google sent spiders generally. So we can call them as a spiders. We can also call them as a robots, or we can also call them as a crawlers. So Google sent spiders or robots or crawlers to the websites, and these spiders crawlers will collect the data of the websites present in the present, right? So now if this is done, I'm done with the collecting. So what it does after collecting the data, what it will do with the collected data. The next thing is indexing. Indexing means storing as per the category. So guys, I think we have discussed with the categories in the websites. So can you tell me what is mean by category? Can anyone tell me what is mean by category? So now let's say, assume that a college is there, one college. In that college, there are different branches. A BBA branch, BCom branch, BSc branch, there are multiple branches out there. All the BSc students will be sitting in one class. All the BBA students will be sitting in one class. All the BCom students will be sitting in one class. Or all the students combined and sitting in the one class. So tell me, are they going to sit in their individual classes, or are they going to, all of the people are going to sit in one class? So how the sitting will be? According to the branch, if you belong to the BSc, you will go and sit in the BSc branch. According to the BCom, if you are belong to the BCom branch, you will be sitting in the BCom, right? So we will not combine all the students in one class. Yes or no? Will that be the same in the college? Yes or no? Your college is set up as per the category of the branches. So all the students, the related students will be sitting in that particular respective branches. The same way here. So now Google have collected the data, right? So after collecting the data, what Google will do? Google will situate according to the category. So now see, let me just draw a diagram. Now tell me, in a college there would be there would be a library, right? So how the library will be organized? So library would be organized according to the books it has. So now they will be organized the fiction books at one place. They will be setting up the science and technology books at one folder, and then social concepts will be under some folders, right? So what is happening, if you want to pick up a book, if you are looking out for some book related to fiction, you'll just go to the fiction section and you'll pick up a book. And if you want some a book which is related to history, so you'll just go to history section and you'll just pick up a book. Yes or no? So is it making easier for you to pick up the book? The organization like this, setting up the book according to the category, making very easier for you to pick up the book or not, guys? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So otherwise,
ma'am.
otherwise, let's say there is another case. Instead of setting up the books in the different categories, I'll combine all the books at one place. So at the time, if you want to pick up a book of history, so is it difficult for you or not? Yes or no? It's very difficult. Why? Because those are not properly categorized. You just have to check all the books and finally pick up a book. So it will take a longer time to pick up a book when it is not organized properly. The same way here, what Google will do, after collecting the data of a website, Google will situate a website according to the category. Assume that this website is about some beauty blogs and all. So it will be situated under some category. So assume that this website also belongs to some beauty blogs. This website will be situated in the same category. Assume that this website is something related to education. This website will be situated under some other category. So let's say this website also related to education. This website will be situated under same category. So like this, it will categorize the websites. Okay, so it will situate the website in a particular manner so that it would be very easier for a Google to pick up the website and show for a user. Now same way, I can give you too many examples also. Let's say if I ask you to do some presentation, you will start collecting the data. So once you start the collecting the data, what you will do? You'll directly create a presentation, or you will be organizing the data. First of all, what you will do, you'll just organize the data first of all, right? Then later, according to the organization, according to the format, you'll just create the presentation properly. The same way here. So now, did you understand, guys, what is mean by indexing? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So the next process is calculating relevancy. Let's say there are two people. Assume that you two people are having a websites. One person is Ameya, another person is Shiva. So both are having a websites. You both are writing a content about Triple R movie release date. So both are having the same concept. Okay, so both are striving hard, and these two people want their websites to be on top when someone searches for Triple R movie release date. Now tell me guys, among these two people, whose website Google has to show on top? Either Shiva's website or Amiya's website. Whose website it has to show on top? How Google will decide which
Best
website?
one.
Yeah, based on
Best one.
best one. How Google is going to decide which one is best? That is with the help of this relevancy. There are many factors that Google considers when coming to this relevancy factor. Anyhow, that I'm going to discuss in future sections. So as of now, you just understand that calculating relevancy means Google will calculate which website is having more relevancy for the user's query, which website is having a less relevancy for the user's query. So which website is providing you the providing original and genuine and then high and great content for the user. So this process of finding out the relevancy of a website is called calculating the relevancy. So now if you write an exam, okay, if you write an exam, the faculty will correct your answer sheets, yes or no? Yes or no? So without correcting the answer sheets, will you get any percentage? Will you get any ranks? No, right? So once you write an exam, so your faculty will correct your answer sheets, right? So this correction of answer sheet is simply considered as a calculating a relevancy. Okay, so Google will correct your websites. So which website is having more relevancy, which website is doing mistakes, which website is not doing mistakes. So all these factors will be considered in this step. Okay, so the next final step is showing up the results in SERP. So what is this SERP is? Search engine results page, guys. Search engine results page. Search engine results page. What it is? Now, which search engine I'm using, guys? Google. Now, Google is a search engine. Are you able to see the results over here? Are you able to see the results over here? And this is entirely one
Yes, ma'am.
page. This is called SERP, guys. This is called SERP. So now you are a digital marketers. So don't directly say that I have searched in Google, I have searched in that and this. You have to tell that what it SERP. Okay, I have seen the results in SERP. I have gone through the I have read a blog in SERP, like that you have to tell. Okay, so now this is an SERP, guys. So there is an there is no constant layout for SERP actually. So if you can see here, when I search for how to lose weight, it is showing me an ad. And when I search for Dhoni biography, it is directly showing me the results. And here if you can see the right hand side, it is showing me a knowledge graph. This we call it as a knowledge graph. And when I search for how to prepare chicken biryani, what it is showing me, guys? YouTube videos it is showing, right? And when I search for Zomato, it is showing me an ad, and here also left hand side, right hand side, a knowledge graph, right? So like this, your SERP layout is not constant. So if an interviewer asks you about what is the SERP layout, so tell them that there is no constant structure for SERP. So SERP generally shows ads if possible, or it shows rich snippets, it shows YouTube videos, it shows image, images. Sometimes it will show you the image box. Noticed? Image box. It will show you the knowledge graphs. A lot of different, different stuff it will show you according to the user's query. This is the one of the topmost interview questions you may get. So what is the SERP layout? SERP layout is not constant. It keeps on changing according to the user's query. So now when I search for that how to lose weight, I was able to see some ads. Okay. Generally, you can able to see 4 ads on top maximum. Okay. So maximum there would be 4 ads. But again, it's not mandatory to show up 4 ads on top every time. So it can show 3, it can show 2, it can show 1, not even no ads even sometimes. Okay. So if it is showing you the ads, so consider it is also one of the SERP layout. So ads, rich snippets, sometimes YouTube videos, sometimes knowledge graphs, sometimes image boxes like this. Okay. Now, this is how Google work, guys. Finally, it will show the results in SERP. Now, among Ameya and Shiva, Google found that Shiva is having some great information compared to Ameya. Shiva was doing some, Shiva has satisfied all the relevancy factors. So what finally Google will do? Google will give a first position for Shiva. First position in SERP. This is the first position. First position. This is the first position. So what is our goal, guys? So our goal is to make our website on top like this when someone searches for a keyword, right? So finally, our websites which performs well, I find our websites which Google find it has more relevancy for the user's query. So they will show that website on top. Okay. So overall, in order to show any website on top, Google will do all this process in the backend. First is it does crawling. Now tell me, in order to show this website on top, what Google might have done in the backend. So first, Google have visited this website and crawled the entire website content. Then Google have indexed this website. That means Google have categorized this website. Then after indexing, Google have calculated the relevancy of this website. Then finally, according to the relevancy, Google found that this website have a more relevancy for this user's query. That's the reason Google have placed this website on top of SERP. So is it clear, guys? Now did you understand how Google works or how a search engine works in the back end? Clear? Yes or no? Till now you were unaware, right? So you might have used Google 100 times, million times, and you tried reading blogs, you tried clicking on the results. But have you ever thought how Google is giving you this information? Now, is Google is giving you the information or websites are giving you the information, guys? Who are giving? Websites are giving you. Without a website, is it possible for a Google to provide us the information?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, right? So many people might be thinking that whatever the information you see over here entirely Google is giving. So Google is providing this, Google is providing that, blah, blah, blah. But who is the source here? Websites. This is how a search engine works in the backend, guys. Clear? Right.